Urban Minds TV was good, fight fans. Uh, I wanted to take the time to say I've been hesitant on doing uh, a video episode on Kell Brook versus Errol Spence due to hesitation on whatever side it was from either team. Reports from Brook's side from Hearn saying Errol Spence's team said he wasn't ready to take the fight just yet. He wanted Errol to get the mandatory out the way. He wanted to get Constantine out the way. And then Constantine their team pulled him out of the fight. Supposed fight that Errol and him were supposed to have. So now Jeff Horn is in place to fight Errol Spence in Dallas, Texas, DeSoto, Errol Spence's backyard, come December. Now, the reason I've been hesitant on doing anything reporting on Errol Spence and Kell Brook, I haven't been avoiding it because it's been a hot topic for a while now. Ever since Errol Spence has been climbing up the ranks in the welterweight division, it's been hot. So I've been wanting to do a video episode on Kell Brook versus Errol Spence, and not even a breakdown or prediction. I just wanted to report on period, just to get just bring more attention as if it needed any more attention, but just bring more awareness to it and share my views on it. But I didn't want to do that because of the fickle nature of the sport. I mean, one moment you have a fight this close to being made, and then at the last second it can collapse at any moment. You could be driving over the bridge, and then one little kink, chink in the armor, and then one little damage in the bridge, blemish, and the whole thing collapses at the last minute. And I don't want to waste my time doing that because it happens too much in the sport. But Eddie Hearn has reportedly been saying that he wants Errol Spence in with Kell Brook, and he wants Errol Spence to be fighting Kell Brook for the IBF title in the UK. And Eddie Hearn actually says he's confident that he'll win the bid, and that they'll be able to take it over to the UK. I'm assuming Sheffield and Kell Brook's backyard. Now the issue with that is, has a PBC fighter gone over to the UK? Has a hot top PBC fighter gone over to the UK yet and fought for a championship, no less, in a championship fight? And the answer to that is no. Um, Sean Porter didn't go over to the UK to fight, Kell Brook. Kell Brook flew over here on U.S. soil and actually beat him in the backyard. So I do feel like this is only fair that PBC, Team Heyman lets Errol Spence go over to the UK and fight Kell Brook. I think it's only fair. I mean, Kell Brook flew over to the U.S. Like it or not, he did fly over a couple years back, and he did beat Sean Porter on points in his backyard on U.S. soil. So I do think that whoever fights Brook for the IBF title should fight over in the UK. Now, according to Eddie Hearn, he feels that Kell Brook wants to fight Errol Spence, and actually, this is his quote, quoted by Eddie Hearn. I want to fight Errol Spence, according to Kell Brook, and I will beat Errol Spence. He's telling Eddie Hearn this. It's a 75-25 purse bid, so he's thinking, yes, please, it's huge money, and I'll beat him. Make it happen. So Eddie Hearn has been speaking with Kell Brook, and obviously they're very confident in this fight happening. They're very confident. I'm thinking. I'm about 80. I was about 75-25 on the fight happening. Now I'm about 80-20 because at this point Kell Brook doesn't have any other options at welterweight to defend his IBF title against. It's not going to happen against Manny Pacquiao. It's not going to happen with you know, clearly it's not going to happen with Marquez. He's just running his mouth off at the sidelines, making comments about others he hasn't fought since his win over Pacquiao. And it's like, okay, bow out now, Marquez. You're just talking from the sidelines now. Okay, you're turning into the couch commentator now. Um, it's not going to happen against any other top welterweight because clearly Manny Pacquiao is being put in by Bob Arum in position to fight Vasyl Lomachenko in a year or two. So, and then Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, that stuff is still in there. So I don't think Eddie Hearn and them are hesitant anymore. If there were any hesitations, just because they want to fight top fighters, I'm thinking the percentage odds of this going up and it happening is very high. Um, according to Eddie Hearn, maybe Broner. I think he said we didn't have a fight of any magnitude, and Kell Brook, his time is running out, and that's true. I mean, at this point, after you fight Golovkin, what else do you have to lose? Your L's gone. You know, excuse me. The win-loss column has turned into a 1L. So, you know, you guys been searching for another big fight for so long at the welterweight class. This is the biggest fight you can come up with. Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia is going to go down. Okay, that's clear. That's going to happen in March, even though location hasn't been settled for that. But it's going to happen in March. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, busy. I say you fight Errol Spence, have Errol Spence and Kell Brook, pit them in UK. The winner of that fight goes on to fight the winner of Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia. Okay, whoever wins in the Garcia Thurman fight goes on to fight Errol Spence and Kell Brook winner. Bam. It should be that simple, right? Now I don't want to hear at the last second. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear any last hesitations or whatever. You know, on you know if the whoever wins the Kell Brook Errol Spence fight, I don't want to hear any hesitations from the winner of Thurman and Garcia. Because Thurman, if Thurman, I'm thinking he beats Garcia, or Garcia by some miracle, by some boxing gods, shine down on Team Garcia for some reason and give this man a decision, which I don't think will happen. Either one of them, there should be no hesitation. Because I'm telling you right now, if Danny Garcia somehow beats Keith Thurman, they're not gonna take that Errol Spence Kell Brook winner. I'm thinking if Kell Brook wins, they might take it because they see Kell Brook as the bigger money bag. Because Danny Garcia is in it for the team. Garcia is in it for the money bags, and I'm thinking they're gonna hold they're gonna hold that Thurman to win up over everybody's head for the rest of Danny's career. You won't hear the end of that. My boy's a champion. Fuck the bullshit. My boy's a champion. He beat the champion. He beat the champ. My boy's the champ. He's the champ. Okay? He's the champ. That's all we gonna hear from Team Garcia. He's the champ. He's the champ. Nobody beat the champ. 147 champ. That's all we gonna hear from Team Garcia if this man wins this fight. So I'm hoping Kell Brook Errol Spence fight in the UK. What I'm definitely hoping is Keith Thurman beats Danny Garcia because we need consistent good fights, man. Danny is a talented dude, out of this world talent actually, very underrated in some regard in boxing ability. But Team Garcia just won't let this man consistently fight in good consecutive fights. It's like he fights one great fight every year, every other year. Okay, every other year. Okay, to get that legendary Rod Salka off your resume is gonna be tough because people gonna hold that Rod Salka over your head like forever. Okay, I see the comments. They flood cherries and Ben and Jerry Cherry memes all over this man's page. It's gonna be held over him for a long time. So, but the only way you can get rid of that or just die it down, because you're never gonna get rid of people talking shit. That's not going away. But the only way you're gonna get that to die down is if you step up as a man, as a boxer, as a top champ, as your pop says, is to step up and fight consecutive great fights, man. So whoever wins Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia, I believe should fight Errol Spence versus Kell Brook winner. Should this fight happen in the UK, like Eddie Hearn is saying. Hopefully this fight happens. I'm not gonna make any